Morning, everybody. Quinn here with Tactical and Practical. Pretty morning to be out. Today we're going to be talking about new pellet gun, Gamo, and we're going to see if it scares these deer or not. Just as a side bonus, this is the Rocket Whisper. Shoots 177 pellets. I had originally gotten this thing for my daughter, who is 8, and I quickly realized that it's a little bit too much for her, so I ended up getting her started on the Daisy, the carbine style BB gun. It's the lever, one pump. I think that's probably more appropriate for her, although everybody's different, you know. Some people might feel comfortable with their kid having this Gamo, but I think I'm going to start her on the carbine style, and then she can move up to this over time. In the meanwhile, I've got this for plinking around the backyard. I can improve my marksmanship and do some target shooting. I'm going to fire one of these off and see if that deer even moves. This thing's pretty quiet. There's only one complaint. It does come with this little scope, fixed power. I think it's 4x32. It does okay. There's not any adjustments on it, so if you wear cheaters or readers, you probably need your glasses while you yeah, he heard it, but he didn't really run off. He ran across the yard. You heard that little tink? I got a couple of self-resetting targets set up. I'll show you what those look like. So this is pretty self-explanatory. It's a breakneck action. Loads one pellet at a time after you break that neck open. Box advertises that it shoots at 1250 FPS. That Daisy is down in the hundreds, maybe even the low hundreds. A friend of mine had one of these, and he noticed that he was getting a lot of flyers. I shot it with him, and we were having trouble getting any kind of consistency on this. But when I talked to the guy at the store, who was pretty knowledgeable in these pellet guns, he recommended make sure you are buying the heaviest pellets that you can, because that will help them stabilize in air and get you a little bit more accuracy. So the breakneck action is not hard to facilitate or operate. Just break it open, put one pellet in, close it, and that's it. It does have a safety. One thing I don't like about the safety is that safe off is forward, safe on is back, safe off forward. So if you put your finger inside that trigger guard and you go to put safe on, there is a possibility that you would pull the trigger instead. I don't think you would probably necessarily pull it all the way till you fire, but it just seems weird to me that to engage safety I have to put my finger in there and pull it exactly the way that I'd be pulling that trigger. I've found that this thing is a little moderately accurate, but I do get some flyers, but it's not a precision instrument for sure. But we'll get you on this little squirrel and show you, see how many it takes me times to pop that baby. Okay. This is pretty cool because it is, I lost it, son of a gun. It is a self-resetting target, right? Which is kind of nice when you want to be plinking around from your back porch. So you shoot the top. I hit the squirrel, but I missed the circle. We'll try again. Alright, so there you are on that resetting squirrel. That target's made by Crossman. 15 bucks, I think, 16 bucks. Alright, so you see that? You ring that steel, the little, you ring the steel, the little target there that's up in the squirrel, and it knocks it down so you know you got it. And then you aim for the bottom one. And if you miss, nothing happens. Then you have to just aim for the bottom one. And all you have to do is aim for the bottom one. And when you hit that bottom one, it fills the top one back in. Pretty handy, pretty cool. You don't have to get out there and reset it. And for 16 bucks, not a bad little shooter. So the idea here was that, you know how expensive ammunition is. Even as we're coming out of a pandemic, it's still costing me $2.50 a squeeze to shoot that 30-30. My 243 is about the same. My Creedmoor is a little bit cheaper. 5.56 223 is about 70 cents. I did buy a 22 so that I could shoot for about 15 cents. But this thing I can shoot for pennies, right? Particularly, I don't have to go to the range. I can set up a couple targets in the backyard, work on my marksmanship, work on my breath control and my technique, and I can do it pretty inexpensively, and I can do it without having to load up the truck and drive. So if you're looking for something to plink around the backyard that's a little bit more stout than that little like Daisy 22 little BB style guns, the Gamo makes a great line of guns. It's all plastic. I mean, you get what you pay for. You could spend a lot more on a like more precision pellet gun, but as you can see, I'm whacking that little squirrel out there, and part of this is just to inspire my kid that this is fun and safe. Hopefully get her to pick up that little BB gun. From there we can move her up to this down the road, then she can start moving up the gun cabinet. The idea is to keep it all safe and fun all the time, to encourage my young daughter to kind of take up sporting activities. Gamo, the Rocket Whisper, I think they call this one. It was about 140 bucks. They do make an upgraded version that's 180-ish. That one has a couple different stock styles on it, but really I think for these things all that matters is the FPS. This one's at 1250. The other one was at 1300 FPS. For an extra 50 bucks, I didn't need the enhanced plastic or anything when I just wanted something to plink with. So Gamo, if you're in the market for a pellet gun, they've been making these for a while. They know what they're doing. You might want to check them out. I didn't have any trouble with the scope. Adjust just how you would imagine it to. It does have kind of a proprietary mounting for the base. I haven't measured the tube diameter. I don't know if you could use these rings and put something else in there. For my purposes, I'm not going to mess with it. If you're in the market for a pellet gun and this helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep this stuff coming. Thank you. Bye.